Yeah, but Floyd has enough wisdom in boxing never to make that fight. I mean, it's very, very hard for any 135-pounder to compete with Shakur.
Special.
I think Shakur is certainly the best.
Love it.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you just heard was the voice of legendary Hall of Fame iconic promoter in Bob Arum, CEO of Top Rank, which is Top Rank is now with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. And Bob Arum did an interview today, and Bob Arum was asked about one of his fighters, undefeated, Olympic silver medalist, 2-division world champion, former unified WBC, WBO super featherweight world champion, now lightweight superstar title contender, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 20 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and he's a southpaw technician. He made his debut dominating Yoshino, absolutely dominated Yoshino. And prior to that, undefeated, 5-time 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is widely considered by many to be one of the faces of the sport of boxing, if not the face of the sport of boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is 29 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. So he's 3 inches shorter than Shakur Stevenson, has a 1-inch arm reach disadvantage to Shakur Stevenson, and he's 3 years older than Shakur Stevenson. But he's a knockout artist. Shakur Stevenson is a technician. Tank Davis, he stated, ahead of his highly anticipated mega massive lightweight showdown, April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he took on and knocked out and stopped Mexican superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia. He stopped Ryan Garcia, dropped him in the 2nd round, and stopped him in the 7th round. Right? And that fight did 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. It's the 5th highest grossing fight in Vegas history. So, successful event. But Tank Davis stated that he had a hit list. And on that hit list was Shakur Stevenson, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasily Lomachenko, and undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney. So now, Tank Davis, Cinco de Mayo, he had some legal issues he had to settle. He settled it. Now Tank Davis, everybody wants to know what's next. He's a superstar. He's a cash cow. He's one of the faces of boxing. Everybody's intrigued to see what's next for Gervonta Tank Davis. And Devin Haney looks to possibly fight 2-time junior welterweight world champion, the WBC reigning junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Regis Ruguru Prograis, October 28th, looks like, at 140. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC, has relieved Devin Haney of his status, placed him as champion in recess, stripped, and, elevated Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko essentially could fight for those titles. Well, Frank Martin, undefeated lightweight, star title contender, Frank the Ghost Martin, who signed to Man Down Promotions, he's been elevated in the standings. So now we have Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson look like they could possibly be on the verge of facing off against each other. Shout out to L Dub Boxing. My brother L Dub Boxing dropped that info on me. So it looks like, according to L-Dub Boxing, he said in a very important move, Frank Martin has been moved up to number 4 in the WBC. Williams Zepeda dropped to number 5 in the new WBC ranking. That means Shakur versus Frank Martin just got closer to the vacant title. Lomachenko could be fighting Cruz, will likely pass on Shakur. Shout out to L-Dub Boxing. So we could get Frank Martin. Lomachenko shown little to no interest in fighting Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson recently stated he lost respect for Lomachenko after the way he's treating him. Frank Martin, and he signed to Man Down Promotions, where Earl the True Spence Jr. has been calling out Shakur Stevenson, as well as Errol Spence has been calling out Shakur Stevenson for a Frank Martin fight. So now it looks like it's getting closer. Now Frank Martin has been elevated. 18 wins, no loss and no draw. 12 wins by way of knockout. 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and he's a southpaw. So with that said, Bob Arum is stating that he stated that Floyd Mayweather, former promoter of Gervonta Tank Davis. Now Gervonta Tank Davis essentially promotes himself, GTD Promotions, right? So Gervonta Tank Davis promotes himself, but he says that Floyd Mayweather, you know, the former promoter of Gervonta Tank Davis, is smart and is going to keep Gervonta Tank Davis far away from Shakur Stevenson. So Isaac Cruz has been elevated. Frank Martin has been elevated. Zepeda has dropped. So the top 4 for the WBC is Lomachenko, Shakur, Isaac Cruz, and Frank Martin. Now it makes sense that we could get Frank Martin versus Isaac Cruz because they're on the same side of the street. Lomachenko and Shakur is on the same side of the street. That makes sense, right? Isaac Cruz is with Manny Pacquiao Promotions, MP Promotions, and he's with Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa. So he's on that side of the street, as Frank Martin is with Man Down Promotions, Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa. And Shakur and Lomachenko are both with Top Rank. So that makes sense. But Lomachenko don't want to fight. Lomachenko don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. So Shakur Stevenson is going to have to go in a different direction. But with that said, I stated 2 things and I went viral because I said to Gervonta Tank Davis himself that I think that there's 3 people in the world that can beat Gervonta Tank Davis in and around his weight class. That's Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and ultimately himself. Right? And Gervonta Tank Davis, he didn't take too kind to that. And he stated, you know, I cracked both of them in sparring, is what he stated. Did they tell you that? You know, neither one of them can beat me, they can't rock with me, so on and so forth. And I've held true to that forever and a day. I think that Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney can beat Gervonta Tank Davis if there's anybody in and around his weight class that's going to beat him. The style of Shakur Stevenson, the style of Devin Haney, and the style of Tank Davis, their style meshes well with his style, right? As well as his. He's a knockout artist, but he sets up his knockout. He's very patient. He's a boxer puncher first. Everybody gets enamored with his power and how, but not how they don't pay attention to how he delivers the power ultimately. And he's very patient to the point where he can be losing a lot of rounds. And if he falls behind on the scorecards with Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, he's going to need a knockout. Now, if anybody can get a knockout, it would be him. But they are very cautious. They are very disciplined, and they will stick to the game plan in the second half of the fight. Now, I know in the second half of the fight with Lomachenko, Devin Haney started to get caught by Lomachenko. But he won't fight Lomachenko. He won't fight Tank Davis the same way he fought Lomachenko. He wasn't very concerned with Lomachenko's power, and he was fighting in close. And he was breaking Lomachenko down to the body. He won't fight that way with Gervonta Tank Davis at all whatsoever. And Shakur Stevenson can swim without getting wet. I think he has the best defense in all of boxing. He can make you miss in a phone booth and make you pay. And because of that, I think that Shakur Stevenson can beat Gervonta Tank Davis as well. They're both much bigger than he is, with longer arms. So I think that gives them the edge, but it's 50-50 fights that they could both win. I just think it's hilarious that Bob Arum says that, you know, Floyd Mayweather is a smart man and he knows better than to bring Tank Davis anywhere near Shakur Stevenson. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Should they keep Gervonta Tank Davis clear out Shakur Stevenson, or will Tank Davis knock out Shakur Stevenson like he did everybody else? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.